Let's bring right now former Deputy Cabinet Secretary for the Biden administration, Cristobal Alex. He's an MSNBC political analyst. Thank you so much for being with us.
Good morning.
It's just seemed for quite some time that this White House hasn't gotten just how chaotic things have been at the southern border over the past several years. The humanitarian crisis at the southern border over the past several years. And now we're talking about 11,000 migrants crossing the border on a single day. You know, that's a danger, even with the United States big enough over time to absorb these migrants. And if you talk to business owners, they'll say, bring us migrants, bring us legal migrants, legal immigrants, we need more. That said, there's a possibility that tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of more migrants are going to make this dangerous journey in the coming months and years. How do we stop it? How do we raise legal immigration, cut the chaos at the southern border off, and make this entire process more humanitarian?
Yep. Well, that's exactly the right question. And ultimately, only Congress can do that. We just saw images from my hometown of El Paso, which has really for a long time been the center of the immigrant debate, really the modern day Ellis Island. And we think about the United States, it is a country of immigrants. It's always been a country of immigrants. The Statue of Liberty's inscription, give me your poor, your huddled masses yearning to breathe free. That really means something. Those are our values there. But you're also right that we need to strike the correct balance here. My hometown of El Paso that you just saw under a lot of pressure, the border under a lot of pressure. We need to get them the right resources and support at this critical juncture. That being said, it's about security, but it's also about humanity and empathy and understanding the images that you just saw there. These are families, many running for their very lives. And if they're not running for their very lives, they're running to improve their lives, like my family were running to improve their lives when they settled in El Paso. So how we react in this moment will tell us a lot about who we are as a nation. Last night, I watched Donald Trump, and it shocked me to hear him say this, but last night he said he'd bring back his family separation policy. This is the actual policy of ripping babies from the arms of their mothers, one of the darkest chapters in our history. We can never go back to that. So what the Biden administration is doing now is exactly right, bringing order to this influx of migrants, improving due process and ways to come to the United States legally. But again, he cannot do that on his own. Congress really does have to act.
So let's take a listen to that moment from the town hall last night.
Another immigration policy you had was the zero tolerance immigration policy that separated families at the border. If you are reelected, are you ruling out instituting that?
Well, when you have that policy, people don't come. If a family hears that they're going to be separated, they love their family. They don't come. So I know it sounds harsh, but if you remember they said I was building prisons for children. It turned out that it was Obama that was building the prisons for the children.
But would you re-implement that if you're reelected? Is that what you're saying?
We have to save our country, all right?
So it sounds like that's a yes.
No. When you say to a family that if you come, we're going to break you up, they don't come. And we can't afford to have any more. Look at New York City. Look what's happening. They're living in Central Park in New York City. The city is being swamped. Los Angeles is being swamped. Iowa is being swamped. Our whole country is being destroyed.
So there again, Jen Palmieri, Donald Trump making no secrets of what his second term would look like, a return to most of what we saw in the first.
Yeah, and to evoke the separating children from their parents policy, you know, that's not a policy that has a that there is some positive or proactive purpose behind, right? That is something that he knows is inflammatory. It's something where the policy is the cruelty is the point. But Cristobal, when I did the show yesterday, Lemire asked me if I worked for if I was in the White House, you know, what else would I be doing to try to make the case to the American people about what exactly is happening here, because it's, you know, it's very complicated. I know the administration has their mantra of they're doing everything they can to deter, they're doing everything they can to enforce, they're doing everything they can in terms of diplomatic efforts. But explain why it is that the Congress, you know, since the 80s, which is the last time they passed comprehensive immigration reform, you know, you said before, ultimately this has to get solved in Congress, and why that isn't happening.
Yeah, that's a great question. I mean, here's the thing. We haven't seen true comprehensive immigration reform or really any real reform since Reagan. Folks have tried it over time. The country has gotten more and more polarized, and quite frankly, Republicans just don't want to solve the problem at this point. So the administration, the White House, they're doing everything they can to address the situation at the border. But what you're seeing right now is a lot of pent-up demand to come to the United States after a pandemic, after years of Donald Trump, who had worked very aggressively to gut our agencies, to roll back our government. And now we're seeing a reaction to that. And I do think the next few days, maybe the next few weeks, the images we're going to see are going to be difficult to watch. But ultimately, the president will do everything that he can. And I've worked closely with him on this issue on the campaign and later in the White House. And I take him at his word. I trust him. There'll be increased legal pathways to citizenship, improved due process. However, he can only do so much as the executive. Congress ultimately has to do it. And the only way that's going to work is if Republicans get serious and come to the table to do it.
All right, former White House Deputy Cabinet Secretary Cristobal Alex, thank you so much for being with us. We really appreciate it.